want to start with an update on Sunday's rally in downtown Denver, Civic Center Park. We've done a lot about this week. A lot of videos out there. A lot of people have been watching them. It is the 6th annual Law Enforcement Appreciation Day rally. I've been a part of it for the past 5 occasions. And it's always a great, wonderful event, a family-friendly celebration, an enjoyable occasion, including live music. I was set to play harmonica with the band. We'd started playing a little bit, but we hardly got to play any music before we were literally shut down. As a reminder, let's play cut 1. This is how it all began in downtown Denver Civic Center Park for a permitted event when a swarm of Antifa and Black Lives Matter extremists surrounded the facility and completely succeeded in their effort to shut down the 6th annual pro-police rally, Colorado.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is all they can do. They cannot let you speak. I'm so thankful that you guys came out in the midst of all this foolishness. And now I want to invite up the founder of Pro Police Rally Colorado. Well, we give thanks to God right now. Ron McLaughlin, are you here? I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. We do have a First Amendment right. We are allowed to say what we want to say in this country. Don't say what you're allowed to say, but we will start this thing off in a moment of prayer. As John Rosie of an invocation.
And you could hardly hear lead organizer Ron McLaughlin lead in the prayer. We could hardly hear Randy Corcoran lead in the Pledge of Allegiance. We could hardly hear music from the band, which just after Ron's brief invocation, we began playing. I stopped literally like 20 seconds in, if not less, because I couldn't hear myself and the chaos was deep. So I picked up my phone and started doing a little bit more filming. Let's go to cut 3. Just one more taste visually from what I took on the scene at Sunday's Pro Police Rally, Colorado, again as a reminder for the chaos. It was a song, then the pledge and a welcome, then a brief invocation, then we started playing music. Hardly even got in when a fight already had broken out. That's the level of chaos that went down. We also have some B-roll footage from a colleague of mine on 710 KNUS Radio in Denver. Deborah Flora had posted this footage. We'll put it up on the screen now from the rally that she took that really shows just how chaotic things were immediately. It took no time. Now, you see police there, suited up and armed, but they hardly did anything. Broke up a couple of skirmishes, scuffles, better word, fights because of Antifa thugs that initiated these attacks, just as that example right there shows. Unprovoked completely from start to finish. You can see the chaos there. And what's astounding, too, there was one arrest and there were a couple of pepper balls fired. Looks like after we'd all left. Unbelievable. The chaos that ensued on Sunday in downtown Denver, Civic Center Park, at the 6th annual Law Enforcement Appreciation Day rally. Now, that's a reminder of what happened. On Wednesday, another one of my colleagues on 710 KNUS, Peter Boyles, he interviewed the union president, Nick Rogers, president of the police union, who came on his show, his morning show, and apologized, but he didn't just apologize on behalf of the rank and file. He also revealed some very disturbing facts that he learned from looking into this more deeply. So we got a few minutes of this. It is unbelievable when you have the police union president apologizing, number one. Number two, saying that a retreat order had come down in order to retreat for the police. And a lieutenant, one solitary lieutenant, broke ranks and said, hell no, we are not going to abandon these people. Imagine the chaos, the violence, the bloodshed that would have been highly likely had the police left, even from doing the minuscule amount that they were allowed to do. This lieutenant broke ranks and said, no, we're not going to leave. Take a listen, 710 KNUS, Peter Boyle's show, Nick Rogers, the police union president, also Michelle Malkin, who was at this rally. She was on this phone call, on this interview as well.
I'm sorry on behalf of the rank and file. That's not us. That's not who we are. And it just kills me that we let good people down. And I'll be honest with you. As I've done my due diligence, I did discover a couple of things. I found out that a retreat order was given by the incident commander. And we had one lieutenant step up and said, we're not leaving. And this lieutenant said, these people are going to get killed if we don't stay. So he kept his group there. And that's the only reason this thing didn't even get worse, because somebody broke ranks and decided to not retreat. And they stayed so that they could provide some assistance. And I'll be honest with you. I'm sad. It's embarrassing to me. And again, Michelle, anybody that's listening that was there, that's not the rank and file. That's not the cops. That decision was made by someone else, and it was wrong. And I'm sorry. Pete, I've looked at it. I've been at these events before. I know how we operate. We've done hundreds of protests, hundreds, and we have never used that tactic before, especially when things are at such a heightened right now. It's such a heightened sense of it's just everybody's hypersensitive. People are angry. People are, coming off the COVID lockdown, the riots. We failed in our tactics. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I think I know why. Because this event was a pro-law enforcement rally. And I believe that discussions were had. And Pete, I have nothing. This is my gut feeling, and I think I'm right. I think they underreacted because they didn't want to have the appearance that they were taking one side or the other, and so they failed those people.
Michelle's right. That's laughable.
And
My God.
They didn't act. They didn't allow the police to do their job because they didn't want to be seen like they were taking sides. The police chief, Payson, just a couple of months ago, literally walked arm in arm with Black Lives Matter protesters. And that's not choosing sides. And then here, he refuses to allow adequate protection for law enforcement advocates doing an annual gathering that normally is family friendly. Clearly was not this year because of what Antifa and Black Lives Matter extremists and what they did. But normally a family friendly affair with live music, job fair components, vendors, usually a lot of fun and not chaotic like that. And he didn't want to seem like he was supportive of that event, of those individuals, by allowing police to do their job, and then go so far as to order the retreat of the police who were on site. and a lieutenant breaks ranks and says, no, we're not leaving. We cannot abandon these people because it will get much worse. This is the kind of attitude increasingly of politician-controlled police chiefs across the country. This is just Denver. Denver's a big city, not a big city. But if this can happen in a big city, it's no wonder that we're seeing this kind of thing happen in a big city in different circumstances in terms of Portland and Seattle. And people are complaining that President Trump's actually trying to enforce law and order in those cities. Now, I don't necessarily agree with all of the tactics that the Trump administration is implementing, but we do need law and order in those cities. In Chicago, you literally have black men and women who have seen black children shot and killed, calling out and saying, please, President Trump, send some authority figures into this community to enforce law and order, because Mayor Lightfoot's a lightweight who won't do it. Make no mistake, we have feckless politicians in city after city after city that are allowing their areas to be absolutely degraded. And that should be disheartening to each and every American across this country. If this kind of a peaceful gathering of an annual event can be interrupted by radicals in a brutal and violent way, and they get away with it, and the police chief even wants to retreat, and that happens in one circumstance in this big city, what about the big cities or even smaller cities across the country that are gathering together people for peaceful reasons, and they might start to see this happen there? We've seen businesses destroyed. We've seen vandalism, but this is the first instance I'm aware of with this kind of brazen onslaught by these Antifa thugs who've been increasingly emboldened by politicians who are unwilling to do what is right. This is happening everywhere across the country, and Denver is a microcosm and a warning, being the first instance, again, that I know of where you had a peaceful demonstration, a peaceful gathering, attacked like this. And again, they retreat. They're told to retreat, and Lieutenant says, no, we're not doing that. We're staying. Unacceptable. And everybody across this country absolutely needs to wake up. Thanks for watching this clip of Jimmy at the Crossroads. Don't miss more engaging, intelligent talk. Subscribe today to the Jimmy at the Crossroads YouTube channel. You do not want to miss our live show. Thanks for your support.
I got Jimmy at the crossroads, making sense out of no sense. Yeah.